Hello folks, once again, it's me, the Geeky Gardener, and you're tuning in on another update with My First Seed Garden. So the last update we had was on June 26th, and today is July 3rd, so let's take a peek and see what's happened. Oh wow, so we have some tomatoes in here that are really growing. They look really healthy. I can't wait to see what color those turn. And looks like there's more down here. Let's take a look at this one. Oh, it's the big reveal, you guys. I didn't know what kind of tomato was what, but clearly we can tell that there's a variation in the variety of the tomato, just from the way they look. I planted a variety called pear cherry tomatoes, and I believe that's what they look like because they're coming up like little teardrops. It's pretty neat. Then we go over here. There's also, oh look, there are some more tomatoes. Let me capture that. Look at that. Those look real healthy. Now let's see what's going on with the peppers here. Let's see here. Okay, peppers are doing well. Let me see what's going on here. I don't see any signs of blossom end rot, but I do see that something definitely bit it. Something definitely bit one of these. Let me see if I can capture that. Yeah, see that? I'm not sure what ate it, but it must have been a hot pepper, so it ran away. This one is that one where I said, golly, it's so curly. I just don't know what to do with it. Just let it grow. But there are some tomatoes growing on it. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's peeking through. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look at this pepper plant here. There's a lot of activity going on in here. I see that a lot of the flowers have fallen off, so it should be growing peppers pretty soon. But wait a minute. Is that what I think it is? Wait, let me see here. Is my mind playing tricks on me or what? Oh, no, it is not. Look, it's another pepper, you guys. Look at that. Any more? There has to be another somewhere. Oh, there's a baby right there. Any more? I think that's it for right now. Okay. That's okay. And look, my corn is growing really well. Fun fact. So, with corn, apparently it grows really well when it's cross-pollinated. So, we'll just see. I got two different varieties of sweet corn, so hopefully it'll be really sweet. As far as these collards, I don't know. I'm going to try an organic form of something to sprinkle on them to deter the cabbage worms and white moths. Because looks like to me they're eating them up. So I used 7 last year. I absolutely hated that product. It had a terrible smell. To each its own. I didn't like it. So I'm going to try a more organic form of getting rid of stuff like that. Oops. I think I have it upside down, folks. I'm sorry. So, it looks like there's some activity in there. There is a pepper right there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's check out this one. Oh, this one might be a pear cherry tomato plant also. This one is coming up kind of like teardrops, but that's for us to see later. I see some more teardrops over here. That might be, what do you call it? The pear tomatoes. I don't even know if you can see that. I can see it, but, here we go. Can you see that? Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And then there's a couple more tomatoes peeking in through here. I just gotta, that one looks, it's a big cluster of them. Here they are. See that? Let's see. Get a close in on them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Kentucky Wonder Beans are doing really well. They're climbing up the wire rack. So, another fun fact I kind of wanted to point out too. When you're using a lot of trellises, what I'm really realizing is that they attract a lot of spiders. So it's a good idea to come in your garden with a broom or even a stick of some sort to kind of wave those webs out of the way. You're not going to get rid of the spiders, but a good way to deter them is herbs. They absolutely hate aphids, and your typical spiders. They hate rosemary, lavender, eucalyptus, especially cayenne pepper. There's another product called by Dr. Earth that's also organic that has all these different oils in there. But long story short, aphids and spiders, that whole little gang of species, they hate essential oils. So, fun fact. But yeah, moving on. Got the beans. Those are climbing up really good. And then we got our squash right here. Squash is doing really well. You can look and see, it looks like, they're starting to bud. That's exciting because I don't know whether they're crookneck or zucchini. So another fun fact, I did a little experimenting. When I went to fertilize a lot of my plants, you have to understand, I guess, the anatomy and how a plant grows, because if you fertilize it the wrong way, you're going to get the wrong results. With that said, my tomatoes and zucchini, because they're more, I forgot the technical term, but basically it's a plant that turns into a flower and the flower turns into a fruit. Whatever that species is, I'll get back to that. I'll make sure I put that in my next update. Anywho, those particular types of plants, you want to make sure when they get to the flowering stage that you are fertilizing them with products that synthetic or organic products that are higher in potassium and phosphorus, because those particular plants need that to generate the fruit. Nitrogen is great in the beginning stage because it ensures that it gives them that plant base where they have healthy green leaves. So when you get to something like beans, they don't really need potassium, like a lot of potassium and a lot of phosphorus. They need nitrogen. So I use two different fertilizers. So for the beans, I use a nitrogen, something that's higher in nitrogen. And then for the squash and the tomatoes, I use something that has a lower percentage of nitrogen, but a higher percentage of phosphorus and potassium. Fun fact. So here's my thing with these peas. I think that using the wire clothing rack is an ingenious idea. I do. But I just don't think that they're good for peas. I think for peas I would go with something like a net, just because of the anatomy of the plant. Peas, to me, as I can tell, have smaller tendrils. Tendrils are like the little legs that they attach on so they climb. That's what the tendril looks like, and that's what they look like when they wrap around and they climb. But you can look at the anatomy of it where there are tendrils that come out on each side of the plant. So I just think that it's probably a more effective approach if you use a more of a net. Then you got my squash over here. They're not thriving as much as the ones over here, but indeed they are growing. Fun fact about that, when that seed packet says 3 seeds per hole, don't exceed that. Because what will happen is it'll either do this, the growth will slow down, or it'll be super duper kind of crowded over here, and they're all going to be fighting for sunlight. So eventually I'm sure I'm going to have to prune a lot of the leaves off to, get some more sunlight in. Fun fact, this is great. Well, before we get to the whole fun fact thing, we're going to go to the net, just so we can see the comparison between the peas versus the beans. So these are my Kentucky Wonders. They're growing really, really well. Really well. I can't complain. However, I just think that they would be more effective like they are here, how they're climbing, just because of the anatomy, again, of the plant. Kentucky Wonder or bean plants have a tendency to have thicker vines, and they tend to spiral around. They tend to spiral around, like, I have to train it so it's not growing all over the dang place. But as you can tell the difference, you see how those have lines on them, or, the string, the landscaping string going from side to side. That probably would have been more effective with this. But time will tell, so we will see. But to me, I don't know. I'm going to try something like putting some landscaping string like around it to maybe hike them up so they'll attach. We'll see if that works. Not sure. We'll look at that in updates to come. So let's get to our cucumbers. I am so surprised. In the last update, I just knew that these cucumbers were on their last leg. I didn't think they were going to live, but they're thriving. Some of them even had tendrils on them. But this area over here is I just cannot wait until all of these really start blooming. You know, I've been training them so they can grow straight up on this vine, on this little trellis I made, because the whole point of the way I have it set up is so that way it grows around this little arch I have, so that way the cucumbers hang off. I just thought it might be a more sanitary approach. And I'm definitely going to have to get in here and start training because they're legging out, which is cool. These are some more tomatoes. These are growing well up the trellis, as they should. They're really tall because that's the bottom. And this is where they are right now. So I honestly think most of these are indeterminates. Who knows? I probably might grow them maybe 10. Could be 10 feet tall. But these are really thriving. I mean, they're doing really good. Look at that cluster of tomatoes. There's a cluster of tomatoes there. I know there's more tomatoes. Let's see. Let's take a look gander here. Oh wow. Yeah, there's a lot of tomatoes. Really happy about that. Now the pepper plants, again, I'm still really I'm really experimenting, so it's getting bushier. So I would say yes with the laundry baskets. And I think in a previous video I said Dollar Tree, folks. Laundry baskets were $1. Had some leftover landscaping fabric, and here we are. There's already holes in it, so I really don't have to worry about drainage. So I think that's a really good alternative, a very cheap alternative. This is getting really bushy, which is great because there are a couple of peppers on it. See that one? It's pretty cool. And I don't see any signs of blossom end rot, which is something that you really want to look out for. Blossom end rot really just means that you don't have enough calcium in your soil, and you know that can be an issue. There's definitely some pepper activity going on in there. Now this one, I don't know, like I see some flowers and some buds, but we'll see. I see a flower that just fell off, so I'm sure we'll be finding out what that is soon. But here is my prize. Let me not turn this sideways here, because I always wind up lining up this, the video being upside down. So we're going to do it like this. Boy, they are growing. They're almost ready, actually. And we got some over here. And then those, I see that there's flowers falling off, but nothing's really came up yet. But these are just really growing. I'm pretty proud of the progress this has been making. So, but yeah, it's getting hot out here, muggy mostly. So I'm gonna go inside. Well, actually, I'm gonna do a few things in the garden first, like train those little buggers, making sure they're where they should be, and I'm gonna come back for more updates. In the meantime, I want everyone to be safe. If you like what you've seen, subscribe. I want everyone to have a happy, wonderful, food-filled fireworks extravaganza 4th of July. So, happy holidays, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in with the Geeky Gardener. Subscribe. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.